guys, what's up? I'm Mike Levitsky, and in this video we're going to look at left foot hi-hat technique. There's lots of different approaches to hi-hat technique. I'm going to show you mine, and if you like it, you can use it. Learn what you can, take what you can, and apply it to your drumming. So first things first, let's talk about just keeping the hi-hat closed. When you're playing, we want to make sure that when you're on your hi-hat, when you're playing anything that's on the hi-hat, you stay up on the toe. You're putting a lot of pressure on the front part. You keep both hi-hat cymbals tightly pressed together and have a nice crisp hi-hat sound. Alright, you don't need to keep your toe way up here like this. You're going to get really tired. Some people play like that, and that's cool. If you sit up higher, you're probably going to be a little bit more up on your toes. I'm about an inch or so off of the hi-hat, and I'm pushing in a downward, forward kind of a motion. Another important thing to remember is when you're playing grooves that involve opening the hi-hat, or when you're playing over on the ride cymbal, which I don't have mine set up right now, but you're playing on the ride cymbal and you're closing the hi-hat on 2 and 4 or on quarter notes or on eighth notes, you want to make sure that you keep pressure on the hi-hat at all times until you're ready to close the hi-hat. So for instance, okay, I'm not doing this. Or, okay, that's for two reasons. One, you're going to be really off balance. You're going to have a hard time finding your center of gravity. It's going to affect all the rest of your drumming. Also, when we lift the hi-hat, when we're playing on the ride cymbal, we don't want the hi-hat to come all the way up really fast and be kind of released. Then you get this kind of a sound. And I don't know if you can hear that with the microphone setup that I have, but it's getting kind of this sound to it. It makes an extraneous noise. And if you have a really tight hi-hat spring, it's going to go. You're really going to hear it. So to get a crisp chick, you just come up a little bit and come off. You can practice this by just pushing off the floor. You're just rolling your foot forward. So from the heel up to the toe, and then the foot kind of jumps. That's what I'm doing when I work the hi-hat. I'm rolling forward, the foot jumps, and then the hi-hat comes down. So when I'm playing over here, and then what happens if I'm going faster, we just kind of streamline that motion, and it happens right inside my shoe. It's a very small motion. It's no longer the whole foot rolling. It's more just the ball to the toe, like that. Okay, so that's good for stuff when you're playing quarter notes, when you're playing eighth notes, when you're playing things like that. So I'll just play a quick example of that. So that's for rock, things like that, a more aggressive style of music. You're up on the toe, and you're really getting a tight chick. For jazz, if I'm playing jazz stuff, I switch techniques, and not all the time, but a lot of time. And I switch this rocking motion when I'm going heel, toe, and I get a softer opening with the hi-hat. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move away from the ride cymbal and move when I'm working the hi-hat, when I'm opening the hi-hat in a groove. In that case, I'm going to put my heel down and I'm going to use my toe to lift, and that's because I can really control the sound of my hi-hat. So I can get a quick opening, a slow opening. Sound changes. Depending on what I'm doing with my heel. So to get those kind of stop things, I'll play that kind of stuff, like you see I'm on my heel. I have a little bit more control. I can control the sizzle of the hi-hat. I'm not going. I feel a little bit off balance when I'm doing that. So I keep my heel down. That kind of a thing. All right, same thing when I'm doing this kind of stuff. That's a heel-toe motion. Last kind of thing that I'll talk about is splashing the hi-hat. This is something, when I first heard it, I don't know, probably 10 years ago, I had no idea how anyone would do it. And I tried, doing this at first, and I was like, oh yeah, I figured it out. You just kind of step on the back. And if you want continual splashes, that's how you would do it. You kind of slide it back and just kind of bounce on the toe. So if you were playing something like, or sometimes you get the both feet going together. The other splash technique that you see a lot of times is this one, where you have splash and then you have choke, or you have splash, choke, choke. This kind of technique. Now there's two ways that I've found that work the best to do the splash with the hi-hat. The first one is the way that I use, and that's just it's similar to my double technique on my bass drum. It's a heel-toe technique. So you're gonna stomp with the heel and then roll forward to the toe. So the heel is gonna touch this part of the pedal board and the pedal at the same time. And then the foot stays up. So it actually, the hi-hat cymbals are bouncing off each other. And then you just roll forward to close the hi-hat. So I'm lifting the heel and then I drop it down. Okay, that's that technique. Now, I have only a 2-post hi-hat, and I'm on soft carpet, so it's not super sturdy. The second technique is the one, the only drummer offhand I can think that I've seen use this technique is Rodney Holmes uses this technique. And that's to come outside with the heel. You stomp down with the heel, and then back to the toe. This way. So you can go from here or here. Now, I like to use this kind of stuff in like a non-ego kind of thing. Yeah, that kind of thing. You can also do it this way. But I don't find that as comfortable, and I can't keep the steady sound going. If I'm doing a rock thing, because it's a little bit more of an aggressive sound, but I'm perfectly happy going. I tried to squeeze a lot of information in a small amount of time, so this might have been a little discombobulated. If you have any questions, just go ahead and leave me a comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and I'll post any kind of clarification videos that I need to. I hope that helps you out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.